Coby White was once considered an inconsistent role player with a ceiling of sixth man. Today, he's a starter on the Chicago Bulls and has a legitimate all-star campaign brewing. How did we get here? A common misconception around Coby White is that he's on some sort of hot streak right now, and he might cool off at some point in the future. But this doesn't hold weight to me because Coby's been producing at a high level since pretty much the end of his rookie season. The biggest difference between back then and today is that Coby White is reading defenses and seeing the floor. He's more decisive with the ball, he makes better decisions, and he's also just hitting more shots. Let's take a closer look at this growth and development by comparing plays from earlier in his career to plays from today. First up, turnovers. Coby White used to struggle turning the ball over quite a bit. He would get a little out of control on his drives, he would dribble into someone's leg, or he would just make a bad pass and it would get stolen. Back then, Coby looked like a player who had a lot of skills but had not put them together into winning plays quite yet. See, we weren't sure if he was going to be a point guard or a shooting guard at this time, so he was kind of in between those two positions. He was shooting a lot, he was making passes, but he wasn't really a point guard and he wasn't really a shooting guard. That's not a problem anymore. Coby White truly looks like the starting point guard for the Chicago Bulls. He's a master at running the pick and roll with either Nikola Vucevic or Andre Drummond, and he makes decisive passes to open players for good shots. And it's not just the fact that he's a precise passer, it's the fact that he's a willing passer. See, one of the biggest gripes that I've had with the Bulls over the last couple seasons is their inability to run with pace. Coby pushes the ball up in transition and makes sure his teammates get set quickly on offense. He also has some really slick passes to set his teammates up for success at the rim. Next, let's take a look at his driving ability and how that's transformed his game from being more than just a shooter. Watching these highlights, it's clear to see one thing. Coby White plays with a lot more speed today versus back then. It's not that he was a slow player back then, but his processing was a little bit slower. He saw the court and needed some time to read what the defense was giving him. This play right here is a really good example. Coby dribbles into a bad shot when he has Vooch who's calling for the ball on a mismatch pretty much half the possession. And on this play, Coby gets a good first step and drives into the lane, but he still gets contested at the rim and ultimately misses the shot. Today, his instincts are better. He just knows how to read the floor and he can attack the defense based on what they're giving him. On this play, Coby reads the closeout from the defender, gets by him, and then makes a crafty move at the rim to score. Early in his career, that's probably a miss. And on this play, Coby uses his speed and a hesitation move to freeze his defender, blow by him, and get to the rim. Here's another great read. Coby sees that his defender is overcommitted to defending the three-point line, so he drives the lane, splits a few defenders, and gets to the rack. Oh, and here he is using hesitation and speed to get by Giannis of all players. I mean, come on. Next, let's take a look at Coby White's shooting. We know that he's always been a pretty solid shooter, but he's made some developments that are really worth pointing out. Initially, Coby's career was a mix of streaky shooting and erratic inconsistency. He would rush shots, hesitate between pulling the trigger or driving the lane, and look to shoot when passing was the better option. In particular, he struggled at reading closeouts from defenders. Hesitancy would give them time to recover to contest his shot. Here we can see Coby taking an ill-advised step-back mid-range jump shot. It's just not part of the Bulls' offense. That wasn't part of the play, that wasn't part of the set, and it ended up being a miss. Same thing with this step-back three. These are shots that he can take sometimes, but within the flow of the offense, there's better options. And that's what he's gotten so much better at, making the right decision with the ball in his hands. Coby's also spent time reshaping his shooting form into something more consistent. His recent breakthrough came from honing his shooting under coach Peter Patton, moving from more natural talent to deliberate precision. He told Casey Johnson that coming into the league, most just assumed he didn't need much coaching on his shot since he was naturally talented. Patton has helped him relearn the fundamentals. This shift has not just improved his shooting, but it's made it more reliably effective, marking his evolution from just a good shooter to a precise and consistent one. Those ill-advised step-back jump shots are now turning into clutch step-back threes, or just good shots within the offense, driving the lane, making a tough shot at the rim. These are things that we love to see Coby White doing because we've always known he can, but now he's doing it consistently within the offense. Finally, let's take a look at Coby's defense. We know that he's not the strongest defender in the world, but he's made significant improvements. Coby has spent the better part of his career as a player with a reputation for not being great on defense. He's committed a lot of fouls and gets into bad positions sometimes when playing on ball. He's had trouble navigating around screens, which means the Bulls sometimes have to switch or give up an open shot if he can't recover. Giving up bad fouls, giving up open shots, these were definitely things that we saw from Coby White early on in his career. You could chalk that up to his inexperience at the time, but now that Coby's gotten better at reading defenses on offense, it seems like that's helped his defense as well. He's always been good at reading passing lanes to get steals, but now it seems like he's anticipating screens even better. He's turning good defense into good offense, which is really helping the Bulls move in transition. Here we can see his improvement on navigating screens to get a good shot contest on the perimeter. His active hands, anticipation, and overall knowledge of the game is helping Coby become a more well-rounded player. You can see the influence that Alex Caruso has had on his game. Coby's a pest, whether he's on ball or off ball. He hounds on double teams, and he's always looking for that steal. His help defense is good too. He's not afraid to dive on the court or take a charge. Coby White's story is a testament to the power of dedication and the pursuit of mastery. From an undervalued role player to a key figure in the Bulls' starting lineup, his journey is far from over. As he continues to refine his game and elevate the entire team around him, one thing is clear: Coby White is redefining his ceiling, one game at a time. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to hit like and subscribe, and follow me on all platforms at Shy Sports Ross.